Hey everyone, this is Pastor Jeff with Life Church of Titusville. Just completed today's Bible study on Finding Life, Sharing Life from 2 to 2:30. So I thought I'd go ahead and bring you this update video here both on YouTube as well as on Facebook. And just to update you about some things in reference to COVID-19, but also in reference to some upcoming events that we have at Life Church. First of all, I'm thankfully feeling better myself. I've just been down with some illness this week. No indication that it was COVID related. In fact, the last COVID test that I took personally came back negative. I did do a laboratory test, the results of which I'm still waiting on. But the symptoms were such that it did cause me concern, and I did want to make sure that I was taking the proper precautions, and that's why we did not have Wednesday nights leadership training for our small group leaders, because I want to make sure that I'm taking the proper precautions and just respecting the safety of everyone around me, in my family, in my church. Just want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence and being responsible for my own decisions in reference to this whole situation. So, but I am feeling better, and I'm believing that I'll be back to church this Sunday, but just making sure that I've taken proper precautions before I return. So that's the update on myself. But let's go ahead and talk about COVID-19. We have been through it for so many months. It seems like it's been forever. It's kind of hard to remember life before COVID-19. And I know we're all tired. And now that we have the Delta variant that's come out, and with all the politicizing of things when it comes to people taking sides against each other, when it comes to the masks, and when it comes to the vaccinations and all this, and it's just such a tumultuous time. It's just such a time that it's stressful for all of us. And so I, as lead pastor of Life Church, I just want to specify to you exactly where we stand in relationship to where we are right now with COVID-19. And I want to explain to you the stance that we're choosing to take as a church when it comes to this. First of all, we do believe that we do need to be in submission to the authorities that are over us. And that includes the Centers for Disease Control, that centers the people, the people that are in positions of authority. We do need to at least listen and respect what they're telling us, and make sure that we are applying with due diligence, standards and such that are reflective of us paying attention to the suggestions that are being handed to us by local, by state, and by federal government. And so in reference to that, and before I even continue with this, I'm going to go and tell you right now, I realize, let's just be real, there is no way that we as a church are going to handle this in a way that everybody thinks we're doing it the right way. Because there are some who want us to mandate masks in the building, and they would kind of feel like that if we don't do that, we're not protecting people enough. And then there's others who feel like that we don't mandate masks because that's too of an extreme response. And so, and that's just one example, but it's one of those examples of where there's no way that we're going to do this right in everyone's eyes, just not. And so therefore, this is the direction that we're going as a church. And this is the direction that we're going to go as a church. And so I'm going to show you the recommendations that we have in response to COVID-19. And this is on our website. It's also up on the doors of the church. And as you see what it says, in compliance with the recommendations of the CDC in reference to the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus, we ask that everyone adhere to the following guidelines. We recommend that masks, recognize we say recommend, we're not mandating. We recommend that masks always be worn within the building. This excludes those who are immediately preaching, teaching, or leading in worship. Please observe the proper social distancing measures. Please regularly use hand washing and hand sanitizer. And also, if you are experiencing symptoms and you see the symptoms listed there, the fever, the chills, cough, shortness of breath, and so on, you see those symptoms that are listed there. If you're experiencing these symptoms, please refrain from physically attending churches attending services, until you are well. So in reference to the situation and to the recommendations of the CDC, these are the standards that we have as Life Church. Now, at the same time, I want to make it very clear, recognize that there's nothing in the language of those standards that says that we are mandating masks, and that if you're not wearing a mask, you're not welcome in the building, because we do not want to have a culture at our church where people feel like they're unwelcome. and everybody has different opinions when it comes to wearing a mask. I personally have no problem with wearing one, but that's personally my position, and that's not a position that I'm going to try to throw off onto someone else. In the same way, though, when it comes to vaccinations, of course, we will never ask you your vaccination status. Okay, we will not do that. We also will not try to influence your decision when it comes to vaccinations. When it comes to your personal decisions, that the vaccination is a personal decision that we will not try to influence. That's got to be a decision made between you, your doctor, and God. Okay. And you need to consider your situation, your particular personal circumstance, and consider how vaccinations either apply or do not apply in that given circumstance. So our position in Life Church is that we are not going to try to influence you when it comes to whether or not you are vaccinated, nor will we ask you your vaccination status. Okay? So we want to take proper precautions and do what we can to protect people, but at the same time, we also want the environment of Life Church, the culture of Life Church, to be welcoming to everyone, regardless of whether you're wearing a mask or not, regardless of whether or not you're vaccinated. But we are saying that we do appreciate if you can wear a mask in the building to do so. We appreciate if you would, okay? Because we do want to try to protect people as much as possible. We do appreciate the social distancing measures. We do appreciate people making sure they're hand washing and hand sanitizing. And we are asking you, please, that if you are experiencing symptoms, those symptoms that you saw listed, then please, it's not that you're not welcome at the church, but if you are experiencing those symptoms, for protecting others, we ask that you do not physically attend our worship experiences until you're well. Folks, that's why I was not out. That's why I've been out this week away from the church. It was because I myself have been following that rule. So I just want to make sure that you understand where we stand in reference to COVID-19. And please, on Facebook or YouTube, don't try to put comments down where you're wanting to debate a certain position. We're not going to debate this issue. We're not going to debate this issue and definitely not going to debate this issue on social media. Okay. If you do have questions about our position, would like to talk to us personally, that's fine. You're welcome to do that. But we're not going to debate this on social media. We're not going to debate it on the internet. So please don't put comments down where you're trying to get us to agree with one position over the other or whatever. This is the stance that we're choosing to take that we feel is most fair and that is most conducive to the culture that we want to have at Life Church. Okay? All right, so I just want to make sure I made that clear. Now, let's talk about a couple things real quick. First of all, other announcements that I want to make sure that you're aware of is this. First of all, the Love and Respect Couples Connect group for this Saturday has been canceled. So those of us, and this includes myself and Dawn when she can, because Dawn, her work schedule sometimes prevents her from being able to come to the group. But those of us who are part of this group, or those of you who may consider being part of this group, we're not having it this Saturday, but we will get back on track in the next coming couple of weeks. So, but I do want you to know that the Love and Respect Couples Connect group for this Saturday has been canceled. Now, I did speak with our installer who is installing the new AC. He is still waiting for the actual notice that the units are available. He has reserved them, but they are still taking some time to actually become physically available. So as soon as they become available to him, then he's going to be calling us and setting up a schedule to actually have them installed. So that means this week we are still going to be in the Family Life Center. So both worship experiences will still be in the Family Life Center. Our 9 o'clock Sharing Life worship experience and our 11:15 Finding Life worship experience, both of those are going to be in the Family Life Center this week. So I want to make sure you are aware of that. Also, we will be, now of course we did not have Connect Group leadership training this last Wednesday because I was out due to illness and be taking proper precautions as I've already explained. But we are going to be returning back to our leadership training, and we're going to take 4 more weeks for this leadership training. So it's going to be from 8:25 through 9:15 at 7 p.m. And we're going to get back to our leadership training this coming Wednesday night. I'm believing God for that we'll be able to do that. And so we're just looking forward to what God's going to do through that. So just want to make sure you're aware of these things. So thank you for listening to this video. I appreciate you taking time with me, whether you're listening live or you listen to it later. Thank you, and I appreciate you taking the time. I wish you have a great rest of the day, and I certainly hope to see you Sunday. And by the way, before I close, we will be actually live streaming the second service, the 11:15 service. We will be live streaming this Sunday directly from the Family Life Center. We will put the message from the first service online, and I will have that message online by Monday evening. Now, the message from last Sunday still needs to be posted, and we're going to get caught up with that. So thank you so much for listening to the video, and I appreciate you taking the time. God bless. Have a great evening.